GPT and everything else, Chat GPT, how do I work my money? What's a good investment that'll help my money turn into something?
So that's individual, but you talking about coming together. We have Robbie Rich ask, can you come back to Detroit? We've been missing a leader and someone like you for a long time. How do you think us leaders should tackle that? Do we go back to our cities?
Of course, I go back all the time. I've been there like 5 times since I've been able to move around. You know what I'm saying? Some for personal reasons and some for business. But you know, again, it's not always all about just our city. Sometimes it's about us as a race, I'm talking about. No matter where we at, we gotta come together. I don't care if the man from Minnesota is black and got a plan, and I'm from Detroit and I got a plan, and the guy from Atlanta got a plan, and the guy from Philly got a plan, and the woman from Florida got a plan. Then let's put our money together and press play. And what that creates is not only generational wealth, but I'm talking about you have to understand that by us coming together as a group, then it's 8 or 10 of us not allowing one person to take the whole risk. You see what I'm saying? So if you got an $8 million project that can turn into a $100 million project, now instead of me going to invest $8 million by myself, you know, and messing up all my money or kind of making me live check to check, I can get 7 other people to help me and put up $1 million a piece, and we all have a percentage of this. You know what I'm saying? Would that be about 13%, somewhere around that, 7 people, of whatever it is. And you look up, and now I still got $7 million to work with. And I'm part owner in this. I'm on the board or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So we have to learn how to incorporate. And I ain't talking about buy a corporation, but you the sole person that's taking all the risk. I'm talking about really incorporate. Put together something corporate. Put together 4 or 5 people, individuals, whether it's male or female, that y'all are all not allowing one person to take the risk when y'all jump out there and do something.
Tony Ally, 353. How accurate was the BMF show, Big Meech? Much love.
60-40, appreciate that question. It was 60-40. It was a great show. It could have been shot in a little bit better light, but I'm more appreciative that it introduced the world to me and my family for people who didn't know us, you know, and especially my family. It did a lot of good for my family, you know, not necessarily monetarily, but as far as getting people to understand my family situation, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, you know what I'm saying, and myself. You know, 10.5 million viewers every Friday is a big accomplishment. And the #1 hit show on Stars for 4 seasons is big.
Got 2 more subscriptions to the channel.
Thank you for them 2 subscriptions, dude. Who is it?
Nas Nagy.
Nas Nagy again. I appreciate that, Nas Nagy. We appreciate that. The Immortals appreciate that.
Hooked Your Girl TV. The barber hooked you up, Meech.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I know he will too. You know, his name is Zoe. You know, that's my barber on the regular, the only one that's gonna put that razor on my face in Miami, Florida.
Robbie X Rich. Buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat. Do you agree?
Yeah, to a certain extent. It all depends. If you can sell at a high price, like I had a friend who talked to me about a week ago. He bought a property for $45,000 in 2020. He sold that property last week for like $490-something thousand in Detroit.
Mr. Macaroni, what is the best investment you ever made?
drugs. You know, it's sad, but it's true. I mean, nothing paid like drugs during that time. But that was the best investment that I ever made, and I can't lie about that.
AC Johnson, what's one of the biggest lessons you learned in life?
The biggest lesson that you can't make everyone happy. That's impossible.
Cobb 45. It's so much more as black we can do as Brother Meech was saying. We gotta apply ourselves to help one another.
Yeah, but it's the mind. You got to fix the brain. You know, when I used to work out, not just when I used to work out. Let me rephrase. But when I came to a good instructor that knew how to really work out, he taught me that basically he was like, listen, no bending over, no getting up off your knees on the ground, and no sipping water while you work out. All of that is 25 push-ups and no cussing. So I used to be like, damn, why I can't sip no water? He was like, because you don't need water, you need air when you're working out. That's all it is, you need air. And he's like, ain't no bending over because ain't no air down here. Air is up here. And I never forgot that. And I used that when I was working out when I was an instructor and people was working out up under me, you know. And that's what's wrong with our people. You have to train the brain. We have to break it down and train the brain to be able to work together and not let no animosity. Okay, you didn't like the way he or she pulled up or what they was wearing today, or you figured that they kind of, you know, was a little too arrogant towards you. That don't mean that y'all should fall out. Continue to work together, you know, and be on one accord, because that has nothing to do with the business. That's personal. When you start hating the way somebody pull up or hating the way somebody look at another person over you and stuff, that has nothing to do with the business y'all doing together. Hey, for prime example is me and my brother. He liked to play the back, I like to play the front. When we were working together, we were successful. We had arguments, we bickered and fight, but when it was time to get down to business, up until we fell out, we would get down to business. You see what I'm saying? We could just get in a fight and they could say, hey, what we just paid for came in. Then now it's like, hey bro, well, you know, this many management, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna take these here and do this. Be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Even though he played the back, he had just as much shit as I had out front. You know what I'm saying? He got Maybachs and Aston Martins and Lamborghinis and all this shit for him and his people. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't choose to go out as much as me. So that's why I say, like, we just have to train the brain with our people to not worry about what somebody else is doing, what they're doing, what your partner is doing, or none of that, and more so just keep investing together, keep the business going. With your personal opinions, because everybody has one, of someone or how they feel or how they may treat you, you shouldn't let that affect the business. And that's what's different about other races. They don't let that affect them.
Before we get to the next comment, we have some people saying kicks, slim flex, statics, Crowley, Nas, sending kicks, digital
Okay.
gifts your way.
Okay, appreciate that. And you know, I gotta give a big shout out to Kick for even having this platform and have, you know, it's because I'm gonna use this platform to the best of my ability, you know, and I appreciate coming home and having a yeah, shout out to Kid for real. Damn near standing ovation to Kid, you know, and I appreciate having a platform like this where I can voice my opinion and it don't cost me every dollar that I have in a kitty to run this operation.
Robbie Rich says, it seems like you got out and hit the ground running. How are you able to get caught up to speed so fast and get acclimated to the current times after being away so long?
Didn't hit the ground running though, because they had that ankle monitor
Never had a touch.
for 18 or 19 months. But what I did was stay in touch even when I was in prison. I stayed in tune with the music, and the reason why I mentioned the music because even when I was in 23-and-1 conditions, sometimes that's all I would have is music. So I would stay in the loop as to what was going on in reality, in the real world with music. You know what I'm saying? A lot of music helped me. And then once I got out of 23-and-1 conditions, the television, you know, and then I got nephews and nieces and daughters and a son and grandkids. So I would stay in the loop as to what's going on. And I got friends. I never had a shortage on friends, even when I got locked up, you know.
Pop 45. Basically, you're saying don't let emotions affect your relationship with others.
You can. That makes, listen, you can't deal in, we used to have a saying, don't deal in feelings. You know, you can't deal in feelings. You can't let emotions. I remember growing up as a youngster, when I was real poor, you couldn't talk about it, you couldn't crack a joke on me. Because I'm poor, I'm fucked up. I'm poor, you know, holes in my shoes, you know, gotta change clothes. You and your brother gotta stay wearing the same size. One of y'all can't afford to get fat, you know, because you gotta switch your jeans, you gotta switch pants, you gotta switch, you know, I wear these pants one day, he wearing the next day. I wear this shirt one day, he wear the shirt the next day. You see what I'm saying? So when you grow up under them conditions, ain't no joke funny. Now, once we started getting some money, I was able to laugh and crack a joke or two, but I really never liked talking about people. We can crack a joke. No, because I've been that person before. I've been in that position before. So I'm not gonna sit about it. If I talk about you, I can help you. If I crack jokes on, man, you had that outfit on 2-3 days, I'm gonna tell you to go in the room and get something real. I'm gonna give you some money and tell you to go shopping. I'm not gonna just talk about you and then you're gonna be just a joke around here. And now you hate me, and I ain't gonna help you change your situation. You see what I'm saying? So that's the difference in me than most people. You know.
Hogville WB. Black people hate against each other. Why?
It's a mentality. It's the slave mentality. That's why. You know, it's the slave mentality. You gotta understand. This been going on for centuries, for generations, for them to put light skin in front of dark skin. Dark skin mean bad. Light skin mean you semi good, but you're not white. You know what I'm saying? Right, the old versus the young versus the old, really. Because old people, you know, they ain't doing nothing wrong but getting old. But you know, only problem I ever had with older people is when they don't try to understand the youth. Because I was misunderstood. Because I'm first generation of young people getting real money. You see what I'm saying? So the older people didn't understand hip hop when it came out. Oh, that ain't real music. When Curtis Blow and Melly Mel, them Grandmaster Flash and Furious 5 and all them came out, and then Run DMC and LL Cool J, they didn't, and Fat Boys, man, my daddy never ain't understand that. Man, what is that? What are you listening to? Turn that off. He liked Marvin Gaye and Prince. I mean, well, I like the Prince in that time. But he liked the Marvin Gaye. That was my daddy's favorite, his favorite artist during that time. And then I used to like, you know, like I said, all of the hip hop was coming in. And everybody thought that hip hop was gonna play out. They've been waiting on it to play out. It's still here. You know what I'm saying? But they thought it was gonna play out until it caught on to other races.
do you think your influence was on hip hop culture?
My influence on hip hop culture? Oh man, my influence on hip hop culture it's a multitude of things, you know, and it's from living a luxurious lifestyle, coming from the street, you know, that's the difference, you know. Everybody that they seen, which was very few, that looked like me, would be somebody that was already successful. Like when Death Row, when Suge Knight and them was worth 300 million in less than 3 years. Def Jam, Russell Simmons, and him and Rick Rubin doing their thing over there at Def Jam, starting out. And Puff, P. Diddy, when he had Bad Boy Entertainment, coming from Uptown with Andre Harrell. Now, you know, me being a street person, me being from the street, I couldn't let those type of people outdo me, because what I'm doing, I'm facing life sentence. This is how I like force my way to become a part of the culture, a part or one of the pioneers that helped make the change to the Ferraris, the Rolls Royces. I'm not the first black man to buy a Rolls Royce or Ferrari or have a fleet of cars. I'm not the first one, but I'm the first one from the era when the cars cost $300,000, $500,000. I'm the first one to do that. I'm the first one to have three or four homes in each city or state that you live in. I'm the first one to have $3-4 million worth of jewelry walking around with that on. When I left, a female didn't have a diamond necklace unless her man bought it. You know what I'm saying? So my girl at the time had diamond necklaces. My brother girl had diamond necklaces. Some of the ops or some of the other people in my organization that was getting money, they girls had diamond necklaces. So you knew that's J-Rock girl, that's Big Meech girl, that's Big T girl, that's Tito girl, that's Ill girl, you know. But so a lot of the fashion and everything I brought into the culture. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta used to wear polo only. That was, you know, you was getting money if you had the whole Ralph Lauren polo outfit, and if you drove a Chevelle, you know what I'm saying, or any type of Chevy. I kind of flipped that, you know. And of course, there was some Atlanta people that had Benzes and stuff like that, but there weren't too many of them riding around in Rolls Royces, Ferraris, and Lambo and had no fleet of them, you know. So I kind of brought a lot of that my style to hip hop, you know what I'm saying, to the culture, you know what I'm saying.
Chat wants to know, who is the beautiful lady to your right?
That's my girl, Tasha.
Mars or Jupiter? Suge Knight was Death Row, but Meech was BMF, and it was everything.
Absolutely, you know, like I said, I was friends with both. I was friends with Suge and with P. Diddy, you know, and I had a great time with both of them guys, and both of those guys never put me in any of their animosity. You know, whatever they had going on was between them, and they left me out of it, and I enjoyed being on both sides. Not playing both sides, being on both sides. You see what I'm saying? I enjoy that. They never put me in a mess.
Chat want to know, are you open for collabs?
Collabs how?
Collaboration.
Streaming? Of course. Of course, that's part of the put on process. Whether you put me on or I put you on, or we put each other on by just doing something together.
Yeah, fuck with Diamond Jim.
What?
Diamond Jim.
What about?
Hattie and Unc. You could think like in Jersey or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a straight program. Maybe They be working people out and shit.
Oh, that's what they do? Okay.
That's what they show them what's up. You know?
That's what's up. Shout out to
Way of
Diamond.
uniting, way of being an example of, okay, this how you get this, how I get it.
Absolutely.
W's in the chat.
All the W's in the chat. Shout out W's in the chat. You know, I know it's late here. We're in America. We're in the United States. It's late on this side, from Miami all the way up to Maine. From the East Coast down south. But I know it's early some places in all over the world. So why don't some of you people from all these other places check in, whether it's Africa, London, Nice, Spain, you know, what should I say, France and England, Europe, anywhere over there. Everybody check in. Russia, you know, check in and let us know that you paying attention to what the Immortals got going on and Big Meech got going on.
What's your favorite cigar?
Romeo and Juliet and some Cohibas, but Romeo and Juliet definitely won. And Partagas is all right too, pretty much. But I like the sweet cigars. Some of them is kind of cheap, maybe, but I like them, and that's the Groovy Blues and the different flavors they have. Matter of fact, you must have held the camera down so they could see it, because I was ready to light one up anyway before we end.
Bozo Ross, love from New Zealand gang.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Shout out to New Zealand, Bozo Ross.
That's what I'm talking about.
We trying to get there. We want that New Zealand experience. Maybe you can show us around if we allowed in the country.
Big Kahuna 300. Unc from Diamond Gym. Big homie.
Oh, okay, there you go. They checking in.
It's
Yeah.
non-track.
Yeah. Diamond Gym, from Diamond Gym, my nephew was just telling me about you. I gotta come check you out.
They got a solid program and get it in.
AC Johnson 99. Fort Worth, Texas in the chat.
Okay, Fort Worth. AC 99, I see. I used to live in Frisco.
Oct 3. Detroit, Dexter, and Joy Road, West Side.
Yep. Detroit Dexter. Shout out West Side.
Robbie Rich. Speak on how important it is to keep your name good and the impact it had on your current time.
Your name is everything. Your name is your money. Your name means more than your money. Your reputation means more than your money. You know, that's one reason why sometimes I choose not to open my big mouth. You know, because you let your reputation precede you, as always. Me being 58 years old, I got a long history of a solid reputation. That's why you can't tarnish or put no dirt on my name, no smut on my name. I don't give a fuck how many times you see my name on some paperwork. It ain't saying that I said anything. It just may have my name in the paperwork. I can't help that. That's how shit go. I don't know what the feds watching or where they get their stories from. But because your name is in paperwork, does not mean your reputation is turned. That does not mean you're a rat or you snitch. It's a storyline, like a book.
Godson 101. Shout out to North Carolina.
Shout out North Carolina neighborhood.
West Sealand. Shout out to South Carolina in the chat.
SC, South Cackalack.
Young Gap 08. Shout out Senegal.
Senegal, for sure. Gotta do that. Shout out Senegal.
Big Kahuna 300. How do you let your time pass after being free?
Shit, time flies being free compared to being locked up. Can't lie about that, you know. And not to get off subject, everybody that's in the chat and that's paying attention to this, whether you like me or not, try to think of some type of plan to come together with some people that you do like, that's of a color. Even if it take a person that's from another race to help y'all out or help us out, do your best to come together and make something happen, because it's time out for us spending the most money but having the least.
Nas Nagy, Yemen in the house.
Okay, Yemen. Najee. That's Najee. That's not Najee. That's my man. Excuse me, Najee, because my man didn't know how to say your name, but I know who that is. He had to say it a few times wrong for me to get it. Shout out to Najee, the whole Najee family. You know, we was locked up together. I was locked up with the daddy and the son at one time, starting my bid. Good people, good reputation. Shout out to Yemen, man. Big shout to Yemen.
Mr. Macaroni, love for Nigeria. You inspire a lot of us over here.
I'm on my way to Nigeria too. You see what it is. I'm on my way to Nigeria, for real. I'm on my way. I will be there before the year is out.
Rocky 2027. Would you ever host a podcast along with Jay Prince?
I wouldn't, I don't have no problems with Jay Prince. Jay Prince is a good man, as far as I know, and he never done me no harm or wrong. He's never done nothing but spoke up for me. I don't know about podcasts, but that would be a good podcast partner, Jay Prince. That would be. I wouldn't say that I wouldn't. I don't have no reason not to.
Slim Flex, Japan is in the house.
Okay, Japan.
Foreign cuts, shout me out. Foreign cuts, trapping from Japan.
Okay, foreign cut. What part of Japan? Y'all in Tokyo? Where? Let me know you really watching. You might be somewhere in West Palm talking about you from Japan.
Young Pat _08, Michigan in the house.
Okay.
989.
Murder Mitt. Young Pap.
Nas Najee gifted 5 subscriptions to the community.
That's what I'm talking about, Najee. Give me that Michael Jackson, that glove. Appreciate you.
The Doughboy of OFT. Love from San Antonio. Glad you're out there, dog. Keep spreading that love.
Appreciate that. Shout out San Antonio Doughboy OFT.
Slim Flex, Tokyo, Japan, in the house.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Tokyo, Japan. We'll be there too. Trying to get there before the year is out, but we will be over there.
Moneybags _920 gifted a sub to Foreign Cuts.
Thank you, Money Bags 920. That's what you said? Yeah. Money Bags 920, appreciate you. We here, we in the building. Car elevators, pools on the roof. We here. Or on the balcony, shall I say. Pools on the balcony. Give him a shot at that pool on the balcony. Cameraman.
Good to see you.